to my YT channel, Science, Health, Safety, and Music. This is your YouTube content creator, Sotero Nepomuceno Jr. Okay, so I need to vlog cash flows and financial statements. Okay, so especially for OFWs, if you wish to go to vacation leave in your country of origin, especially the Philippines, of course, I am referring to the Filipino OFWs, right? Overseas Filipino workers. Then you have also to track down your financial statements or what we call as the cash flows or the financial statements. So what does this cash flows involve? Okay, it involves two types. We have the debit and the credit. So actually, guys, this topic really is more on the accountancy, okay, or that kind of profession. Or it's gonna be banking and finance related to money. Okay, but since that's not limited only to them, it's for everybody because all of us we try to track and monitor our expenses, our savings, our investments, and everything, especially to those people who have a permanent job or let's say a contractual job or anything or if you have a business also you have to keep track also the expenses what's going in what's going out things like that. Okay, it's not limited only to the accountancy people or profession that involves financial accounting. You get that point. So things like that. So we have here the debit and the credit. What do you mean by debit? Okay, so let me explain a little bit. I'm not an accountant, I'm an engineer, right? So I need to really explain a little bit what's really a debit. Okay, so the meaning of debit that is a deduction, meaning the money that will go out from you, things like that, or let's say a cash that will go out from you, or a money virtually, meaning to say money virtually, the money it's online. It's not necessarily that you have to hold that. It's online. Okay, so it's gonna be like the virtual money. That's why I'm trying to emphasize. Okay, that will go out from you. Okay, released from your bank accounts, released okay, from preposition from your e-wallets, digital bank, traditional bank, meaning to say expenses, or let's say disbursements. Like, okay, to the point. So it's gonna be like this. Basically, what we're doing here is the liquidity of our financial assets. Financial, huh? Because financial can be your asset, of course. Financial asset, liquidity, meaning we need to do the liquidation, things like that. It is the right term. Accountant, please help me. Liquidation. It's the right term. I'm not really that familiar, but I always hear that. Okay. It's gonna be like that, I think. Okay, so it's gonna be the debit. And then the credit, okay, take note. I need to emphasize a little bit. Credit meaning to say you have to, when you credit something, you have to put. Because, for example, if this accomplishment is credited to Engineer Sotero Jr. because of his scientific discovery. For example, I discovered one element in the periodic table, right? Let us say new element as a scientist. For example, only I'm not a scientist. This is only for the purpose of discussion, right? For example, I discovered one element in 2023. It's under my name. It's gonna be Sotero. It's found in group 8 in the periodic table, the noble gas, whatever. Okay, so it will be credited to me. Okay, that accomplishment, credit. They give credit to me for my accomplishment. If you try to put that in analogy to financial statement or in a financial point of view, that's also credit. You have to put that there. So debit, credit. Okay. Then you will say, sir, why you will refer that in English credit also as an utang? So there's a little bit of gray area. Gray. Grey. Okay, the the homonyms, not homonyms, the rhyme of the gray. You get the point? Because homonyms are words okay, have the same spelling but different in meaning, right? Homonyms. We have synonyms, homonyms, and antonyms. But this gray and gray is different in spelling. It's gonna be a rhyme only, right? Sounded the same, though it's not exactly sounded the same because Grey and Gray. Okay, the color and the dubious meaning to say it's really a steering, not really that sure, meaning to say it creates ambiguity. You get a point. Ambiguity meaning unclear. Again, grammar, right? Vocabulary. So meaning to say unclear or ambiguous, things like that. Unclear. So that's gray. So I said there's a gray area, there's an ambiguity and unclear in the understanding between the credit in a financial point of view and the credit also in an accomplishment point of view. Okay, so because when you say credit, that's utang, right? And you have to pay for that. And so that's a loss from you because that's utang. You get the point? So supposedly it's debit. You get the, but why it named credit? Because you are the bank credited to you a money that goes to you. Okay, you get the point. So that's why it's a credit. You get the point. Do not confuse the word credit as a debit. Okay, in a financial point of view, ha. Credit is an utang, yes, but credit is the opposite of debit. Meaning addition, you have to put back. Since at the time you acquire your car loan, okay, you are taking money from the bank. So meaning to say, it is the bank debited a money from them given to you. So that's why it's a credit in your part. You get the point? It's not a debit. So the term kasi, maybe you will not understand a little bit. Okay, that's why I explain a little bit. Okay, you get the point. Because how can the credit utang will be an additional? Supposedly it is not an additional. If you try to be strict, right in English, right? But I just explain a little bit. That's why it is like that. You get the point? Now, too much for that. Now we need to say that debit is the expense, okay, or your expenses. Singular expense, expenses plural, right? Okay, or a disbursement. Okay, we have, for example, me, I do my vacation leave for 45 days. Then I have to monitor every time the daily ala tool, the expenses in that particular day, so the debit. So it's not always credit because I always release money in every day during my vacation. You got a point. Unless there will be a salary credited to you. But I'm not working at a time, so there's no a credit in the part of the company to you, right? So it's always debit, debit, debit. Expenses, expenses, expenses. Disbursement, disbursement, disbursement. Wow. Okay, the point. So it's gonna be like, let's say, I arrived at November 13 to until December 26, and I have to account the expenses.